Stephanie. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Last night I was watching this two-part story of Princess Diana's life that was put together by her brother, and I miss her. I miss her 20 years later. I still miss her, and I really loved his story about her, and it reminded me how much I used to just love to hear about her. And the sadness is that by buying magazines and being hungry to see the next picture of Princess Diana, I feel a little bit part of the reason why they chased her so much. And I feel bad about that, but I just loved her. That's all. I can't even imagine what her life was like, to be surrounded and followed everywhere you go. Oh my gosh, I would not like that for myself. So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about the parallels of Princess Diana's life and my own. She was born in 61 and I was born in 59. So really she was my contemporary. When she was a 19-year-old bride of a prince, I guess I was a 21-year-old stay-at-home mom with a newborn baby. And when they got married, I was one of the people who got up in the middle of the night to watch it live. Oh my gosh, I watched every second of it. A princess, a real life princess. She was perfect and beautiful, and everything about her I just loved. And then years went by, and it turns out her life wasn't perfect, and she had struggles and problems, and it only made me love her more, because her prince turned into a frog. My prince of a husband turned into a frog. I went through so many similar things as she went through. We kind of all, a generation of us kind of grew up at the same time. And when she died, it was just awful. I think that every one of us of that age remember exactly where we were the minute we heard. Where were you? I was in my car and I had a phone. So we must have had phones back then in 97. And a friend of mine that wasn't even really a super close friend of mine called me. I guess she was calling everybody she knew, and asked me if I had heard that Princess Diana died. What a shock. I was shocked. And so I quickly turned on the news, and I was obsessed with the news from then on until I heard every bit of what happened. And I don't even know when it sort of finally sunk in that she was gone forever. But man, I watched the entire funeral. I watched all those people cry, and we cried with them all over the world. She was everything. And it's funny because even when I was choosing my patron saint, when I became a Catholic this year, I chose Mother Teresa. And part of it was because Mother Teresa and Princess Diana were kindred spirits, and they had so much in common. So she's just a part of my life. Even though I didn't know her personally, I just felt like I loved her. As I was watching the show that I was watching, and all of these pictures kept coming up, and I remembered seeing them, I also remembered that I had saved some of my Princess Diana magazines, and here they are. So I guess that means this packet has been sitting in my closet for 20 years, because I haven't looked at it since I put it in there, and I thought I would kind of pull it out and look at it together with you. So I was in the grocery store yesterday, and I saw a 20-year commemorative magazine, and I was tempted to buy it for $15 until I remembered that I had all of these. This was a magazine just of pictures, a personal picture album, Ladies' Home Journal, The Time. This probably is one of my favorite pictures of Diana. It was when she just seemed confident, and she seemed like she just finally knew who she was. And I loved that about her at that time. Another one, another favorite. Look at that smile. It's so awesome, the Diana years. And of course, her beautiful kids. They were in tabloid after tabloid. Really interesting that I have all of these. I have these. Isn't that crazy? This is about her death. Oh, look at this. Her favorite photographers. I love that. Final Hours. Here's that People magazine. This is one of my favorite pictures too. The big crown and super confident smile. There's her boys. when they walked behind her coffin, I just bawled my eyes out. How could they lose her? How could they lose her? How could she not be there to watch them grow up? And I feel so blessed that I got to watch my kids grow up. Oh my gosh, this thing is full. I don't think I can show these all to you. It just keeps going. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. That sparkly dress. I had a dress and I found a picture. I had a dress of me. My hair was blonde. It just reminded me of this. I feel like every time I felt glamorous, I felt like Princess Diana. We all wanted to be a little bit more glamorous because of her. And then I have this book somebody gave me, The People's Princess, a commemorative tribute. And then of course, her true story, Andrew Morton. So there's my collection. Back in those days, I had this one outfit that was icy. I called it icy blue because I had this matching jewelry that looked like ice. And it was a fitted jacket, a fitted skirt, and my hair was short and blonde. And I think Princess Diana had a light blue suit that she wore or something like that. And every time I wore that, I felt like Princess Diana. I did. Just felt a little bit more glamorous than my regular clothes. This is just one of the purses that hangs in my closet. I have like a collection and I just have them hanging there to look at. And I bought this one in a cute little store that had a bunch of knockoffs. They were all knockoffs. Nothing there was original. And it has Dior, but it really doesn't spell Dior. It spells Dior. But it's a knockoff. And why I bought this is because the sales clerk said Princess Diana has this purse. So of course I had to have it. That's just little things, you know, the little things. And I remember one day I was dressed up. I used to be an image consultant, so I dressed up always, lots and lots of jewelry and dress up clothes, hats, everything, because I was in the fashion business. And I stopped at a mini mart and to get something, and I ran in and I'm in this pink dress. It was fitted all the way down. It had a big wide belt, puffy shoulders, hot pink magenta. And I had on blue, like royal blue. I had on like a blue shoes and a blue like little cape. Like this cape was just flowing. And I had a blue hat. So I was in fuchsia and royal blue, which was a cool color then. It sounds gross now, but it was cool then, trust me. And I was all dressed up and I run into this mini mart, and this person that was working there, she said, "Oh, you're so pretty." And I, well, thank you. She goes, no, pretty like Princess Diana. Well, honestly, was there a higher compliment than that? So I just want to say that if you are of my age group, then you probably still miss her too. And if you're too young to remember, I will tell you that there is no comparison of anyone today that was like that. She was everything that was all beautiful and glamorous and broken and scarred and real and a little bit tortured, and we just loved her and wanted to see her happy. And since we're the same age, she would be, well, I'm 2 years older. She would be my age now. She'd be a grandma now, like I am. And she'd be great. She'd be still glamorous. And I believe she'd be happy. Like, I think she would have found love. I think she would have found love that would last her whole life, and that she would have had an amazing life of service and being a grandmother and finding her way and just settling into life and all the drama behind her. I just feel like she was ready for the second half of her life that was going to be amazing. And I'm so sad that it just got to be a half a life. And nobody deserved to live more than she did. And these things are so tragic when they happen. It just reminds me that life is precious and that I'm lucky. I got to have those years that Princess Diana didn't get to have. I got to see my son have a child. I got to see my daughter have a child. I got to see those people that didn't exist before, and I get to know them and they get to know me. And I'm just so grateful. And I just wanted to sort of pay a tribute to Princess Diana. And I would love to hear your Princess Diana stories. And we still miss you, Diana. And I'm still sad. It still makes me sad. It still makes me cry. 20 years later, this makes me cry because I just loved her. She was just beautiful, inside and out. Look at that. I'm not the only one. There were a lot of us, and we all felt this way. We just, somehow she was just like someone we cared about. And I still wish that I could see pictures of her and see her life and what she's doing. I'll always miss her. If you're watching this video and you have your own channel and you think you might want to tell your own Princess Diana story, then I would love to see it. And so if you would hashtag it, maybe we could do mydianastory. Because if we do something too long or put the word princess, it gets lost. But I would really like to follow your story and see what you have to say. So I'd love to share in your memories too. So just tag your video, My Diana Story, and I would love to come see it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you can share in my memory of Princess Diana, and I'd love to see your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.